If you aren't a missionary, you are not a Christian. That's what I used to think. Because if it really is true that this Bible is the word of God and the words in here can save lives, then why would I spend my life doing anything else than telling as many people as I can about it? But then I realized there's more than one way to tell someone about the word of God. One of the most famous stories in the Bible is Daniel in the lion's den. Basically, Daniel is in Babylon, and the king is tricked into putting forth this law that says basically if you pray to anything else other than the king, then you will be thrown into a lion's den. And Daniel, being a God-fearing man, ends up praying to God, and he is thrown into the lion's den, where eventually God rescues him and he leaves without a single scratch. You see, Daniel isn't a missionary, at least in the common interpretation of that word. He actually works for the king. He works for the Ops, the nation that is actively persecuting his people. But it's interesting because on the day that Daniel is thrown into the lion's den, the king didn't want to do it. In fact, he struggled with this decision so much that it says he spent that night fasting. Is he fasting and praying to another god, another idol? Maybe. But is it possible that he was fasting and praying to Yahweh? Maybe. Either way, at the end of this dilemma, the king ends up praising Yahweh, saying he is the living God enduring forever. And this is fascinating to me because it shows that mission work is not just for missionaries. You don't have to give up your job and become a missionary in order to be a Christian. Daniel didn't show who God is by becoming a missionary. He showed who God is by being good at his job and living out God's commands. You can be a Christian anywhere. And so take advantage of the unique position and gifts that God has given you.